How you guys doing? Better than you?
Though some people might still consider YouTubers to be something of uncharted waters in terms of overall revenue sustainability, well, there's no denying that each passing day and month, more and more YouTubers are raking in millions of dollars from not only their content, but merch sales as well. Often out-earning more traditional entertainers like actors and musicians. And Danny Duncan, well, he's sitting near the top of that earners list.
Anybody can succeed. You just gotta figure out what you want to do. That's it. And then you just do it until you succeed. It's very, very simple.
The most amazing part is that he's accomplished so much without even taking himself too seriously. And over the past few years, he's amassed over 5 million subscribers and a total of over 1 billion views. All of this from the type of guy we all remember in high school, the kind that used to pull pranks on his buddies for a good laugh, and then never bothered growing up at all. But for Danny Duncan, well, this way of life eventually led to him becoming a multi-millionaire. Now, despite all the fun he has in his videos, well, Danny can also be somewhat of a humanitarian, oftentimes spending his hard-earned money on people other than himself. Not only did he buy his mom a house almost as soon as he started making profits off of his channel.
No way! No way!
But he also bought his sister a brand new car.
Brand new, there's not even miles on it yet. That's a good prank right there. That was executed pretty well.
He also fed the homeless pizza with Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster.
Everyone eats! Everyone eats!
And that's without even getting into the expenditure to produce his films, like the cost of 30,000 pennies. I think that's my all-time favorite Danny Duncan clip. Now, since becoming a millionaire in 2018, about 2 years into his YouTube journey, well, Danny has also finally done something fully and totally for himself. He bought himself a $3.5 million home.
Come on, walk with me. Talk with me. I actually do like these. These are pretty sick.
And there are still people out there that think that YouTube, it doesn't pay. It's crazy. My mom still doesn't believe it. As of today, estimates on Danny Duncan's overall net worth, they range from about 3.7 million to as high as 4.5 mil. Now, that's not a huge difference, and I'll dive further into those numbers in just a little bit. I'm pretty sure neither of these estimates is accounting for the juggernaut that is his merchandise sales. Now, majority of financial sites, they seemingly forget to include the most lucrative revenue stream of them all. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden back at it again with a brand new video, this time taking a look at the financial come up of Danny Duncan. Now, whether you've never heard of him before or if you're currently wearing a Virginity Rocks hoodie while you're watching this video, well, either way, I think you're gonna enjoy this one because we dug up a whole bunch of facts.
I feel so pure.
Be sure to hit us up with suggestions for who you want us to feature next in the comments down below. Now let's get into this video. Now, if you missed our Before They Were Famous on Danny, well, we'll kickstart this video with a little bit of a refresher. Now, he was born in Englewood, Florida in 1992 and raised by a single mother, Suzanne. Now, Danny and his siblings, Gwen and Scott, they watched as their mother sacrificed all of her free time to make ends meet for their family while she worked as a bartender. Danny grew up a huge fan of acts like CKY and Jackass and would go on to attend the State College of Florida, but dropped out after his second semester because he just found it to be too boring. Not long after, he moved to LA with only $20 in his pocket. Now, out there is where he met Jason Lee, who began helping him to learn how to become a skateboarder. When Jason clued into how funny Danny was, he suggested that he try his hand at creating a YouTube channel, and that was all the encouragement that Danny needed. Now, he started his channel in March of 2014, and one of the first videos that went wildly viral for him was this clip of him falling down the stairs on a hoverboard. Now, as Danny became more famous, well, his stunts would grow along with him and become more and more outlandish. Not to mention, far more expensive than simply the cost of one hoverboard. Now, we'll get into some of those expenditures in just a moment, but first let's take a look at how Danny earns all that YouTube cash. Over the next 6 years, well, Danny would build his brand and audience up substantially. In fact, by the end of 2017, he was making his first six-figure paycheck.
And wealthy and rich because of all you guys out there who support me, watch me, buy the merch, and just make it so that I'm able to do whatever I want.
And 6 months after that, well, he was officially a millionaire. But how did he get there? Well, let's break down some of the numbers, shall we? Now, according to the site NailedBuzz.com, with over 5 million subscribers and around 1 million daily views, well, Danny's video content should pull in around $5,000 a day or $1.8 million annually in terms of monetization. Now, YouTube has pretty strict rules in terms of family-friendly content that can demonetize a video real quick. Now, Danny's channel, it often contains regular adult language, but since he doesn't ever use profanity in a hateful way, well, he appears to be able to clear that hurdle most of the time. Now, his comedy, it can sometimes push boundaries, but I can't find any evidence that his videos get demonetized on the regular, like for example, The Boys of Nelk. Alright, so that about sums it up, right? He's worth a few million and his channel pulls in about half of that every year, but just hold on one sweet minute. Because honestly, I don't think that's even Danny's biggest revenue stream. It must be his merch brand that he's dubbed Virginity Rocks.
I didn't know my merch was going to be one of the top sites on the interweb, but to be honest, it doesn't surprise me.
Now the brand started as a tongue-in-cheek joke. After all, if anyone on this planet is decidedly not a virgin, well, it's probably Danny Duncan. But much to his own surprise, his merch line, it blew the hell up. Now his fans all over North America, they were clamoring for it with hoodies for 50 bucks, t-shirts for 30. Hell, he's even got underwear on sale for 25 bucks. And just in case you're wondering what someone might look like in them, don't worry, Danny's got you covered. After starting the brand in his own kitchen, making stickers, well, Danny began collaborating with Killer Merch, who helped him design, produce, and fulfill his product orders. Now today his merch store offers more than 100 unique products, and Killer Merch, well, they have reported that they send out between 7,000 and 13,000 orders each and every month. Now his brand, it rocketed to such heights that before he knew it, well, he had entered into a partnership with Zoomies, a retail store with more than 700 brick and mortar locations all over North America. Now this deal, it might not net him as much money as his own store does, but the prestige and added exposure of a retail store, well, it's a huge plus. Now, all in all, it's been reported that Danny, he makes somewhere around 1 million in sales each month off of his merch, which is like absolutely insane. Finally, Danny has also taken his show on the road, specifically on the 20-city Virginity Rocks tour, which was an hour-long mishmash of his trademark brand of humor, including MILF seductions to Drake songs. There was jousting battles, head shaving, luchador wrestling matches, crowd surfing, fake 69 bills, and a whole hell of a lot more fun. Now his fans bought tickets in droves, and while I don't have any hard numbers to give you on how much this tour raked in, well, it was probably somewhere in the high six-figure range, if not the low sevens. Now that we know how Danny makes his hard-earned cash, well, let's take a gander at how he spends it. Now for starters, there's a cost for his videos themselves, like I mentioned earlier. Well, Danny's content, it started off cheap enough, falling downstairs with a hoverboard, but gradually he upgraded the quality and expenditures of his content. Now take this video of him constantly falling over with over 30,000 pennies in his hands.
I've been saving these for years.
Now some quick maths will tell us that if there are really 30,000 pennies in that box, well then Danny, he spent $300 to fill it up. Okay, it's a little pricey, especially if he ended up losing the majority of those pennies, but still, it's not that bad. Now after Danny made his first six-figure paycheck from YouTube around 2017, well, the very first thing he did was buy his mom a house.
Oh, nice Russian.
I just bought those.
Oh my God, Daniel. Are you serious?
After trying to buy his mom's original house for her in full, well, Danny discovered this property with 5 acres of land and twice the size of her old house, which he scooped up for $400,000. More importantly than that, though, was the priceless feeling of giving back to the woman who sacrificed so much for him when he was younger. But Danny's mom isn't the only family member that he was looking out for. Now, before too long, he would also buy his sister a brand new car, but hey, first he had to get rid of her old one. Now the truck was probably worth a couple grand, but don't worry, he replaced it with a brand new Toyota, and Danny, well, he managed to get the dealer down to around $14K. Now I guess we know which of the brothers is probably Gwen's favorite, am I right?
I got you a brand new car. Here.
Now Danny's family aren't the only people he's looking out for. He oftentimes will try and give back to the less fortunate, like when he teamed up with NFL player Juju Smith-Schuster to feed as many homeless people as he could. And they did that with half a dozen extra large pizzas. Now that probably only cost Danny a couple $100 at most, but it's hardly the only time he's done something similar. Now in fact, earlier in that very video, he takes another person in need out for breakfast at IHOP.
Bacon or sausage?
I want bacon. I want to say sausage, but I really want bacon, so I'm just gonna say.
We can do both.
Now these are far from large expenditures, but they do showcase that you don't necessarily need to drop thousands of dollars to make a difference in someone's life who's less fortunate than you are. Now Danny's also all about giveaways for his fans. For instance, he's running a promotion on his site right now that enters any fan who makes a purchase through his website in the running to win a brand new Tesla. Now that's outfitted with his own horns in true Danny Duncan style. That's a $35,000 car and he's just giving it away. Now theoretically, to someone who only spent as much as $25 on a pair of underwear, well that should give you some idea as just to how much his merch store kills it for him and that he can afford an expensive giveaway like this. Although Tesla maybe sponsored him, I'm not sure. I don't know. Definitely not the horns. Finally, just in case, if you think Danny never does anything for himself, well, that's simply just not the case. Now, last year, Danny, he bought himself one of the nicest homes I've ever seen. Now, he shelled out more than $3.5 million for that bad boy, which was built just the year prior, and it sits in the prime real estate location of Beverly Grove, a densely populated neighborhood adjacent to West Hollywood, and just steps away from the upscale Melrose Avenue. Now, the home is walled and gated for privacy and features an open floor plan with spacious living areas, fireplaces, walls of glass, a gourmet kitchen, and a downstairs bedroom suite with a private entrance. Now, upstairs is the master suite that includes a bathroom with dual vanities and a soaking tub. While the basement level houses a screening room with tiered seating, a wine cellar, and even a games room. Alright guys, I think that brings us to the end of this video because we've gone over it all, but Danny Duncan is doing mighty well for himself, and kudos to him. The guy's super talented, super fun, and super cool. Now, we actually shared our Before They Were Famous earlier this year and it got like 500,000 views, which for us is pretty good. So Danny, thanks a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know who's next in the comments down below and I'll see you guys in the next one. Or maybe it'll be Azalea or Marlon. Well, you know, someone will be here tomorrow, every day. You know, that's what we do. Okay, bye. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now, we drop a new video each and every day, so here's a recent drop that you might enjoy. We handpicked that one for you because if you like this video, you'll probably like that. We also got playlists like over here, so click on that if you want to see a whole list of a bunch of videos we've dropped in the past. And if you're new to the Fame Gang, be sure to subscribe and turn on them post notifications, and I'll see you guys in another video. Boom!